カインって呼んでください。
そっか、それは助かる。じゃあそうさせてもらうね。しかし数年経つと成長するもんね。ずいぶんと大人になったじゃない。
ふざけないでください。僕はこれからギルドに報告に行くので。じゃあねパルマ、また学校で。
カイン、私たちも一緒に行くよ。
This right here is how you do an episode. This might be one of the best episodes of the adventure here in Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventure, and I think episode 10 really nailed everything that this anime has been going for, from, you know, a little bit of action, humor, a little bit of, I don't want to call it ecchi, but like that, a little bit of fan service, I guess you could say, like a little bit of fan service, you know, a little bit of the school, a little bit of magic, right? And Cain getting scolded and all the things like, so all the things that I think that make Aristocrat really special, I think episode 10 really nailed it. And, you know, as of late, I've been on this kick of really kind of rating episodes based on my enjoyment versus based on like my critical view of it. And I think that's really been important for me lately, because probably half of the anime consuming, you know, in our spring season here, but right before we get into summer, you know, all the anime I've been consuming over the spring, I would say most of it could be rated on a enjoyment scale versus a critical scale. Because on a critical scale, probably only 3 anime, let me think, 3, maybe 4 anime on a critical scale would rate pretty highly. You know, I would say probably over an 8. And I would say any anime that's rated over an 8 is probably like critically acclaimed. And, you know, not a lot of them are really setting the world on fire. I would say 8.5, 8.3, 8.2, stuff like that. But I would say anything over an 8, when you look at my anime list, or you look on any kind of anime tier website or magazine, or any place, you know, Anime News Network, anything that rates anime, anything over an 8 is really good. And I would say anything probably like below a 6 is probably considered bad, which I would say probably 5 out of the 10 anime I'm watching this season are probably that. But on an enjoyment scale, they're definitely much higher. And overall, I think that's really where Aristocrat kind of falls into. It falls into that little gap, that little section there of anime that is considered critically bad. But my enjoyment level has been pretty high for it overall. Now, there's been a couple episodes that I'm just like, yeah, this kind of sucked, you know, but for the most part, I've enjoyed it quite a bit. Now, the one thing that makes me kind of disappointed is this was episode 10, and we only have 12 episodes. We have episode 11 and episode 12. This episode teased Eren or whatever, and next episode doesn't seem like we're going to get more of that. So there's a chance that the big bad that he's been training for, that they've been, you know, kind of like teasing us with and all of it, is never going to happen. And it seems the second part of that is one of the things early on when we started watching this anime is we got his inception into this world at like 3 years old or whatever. We got to see his baptism at 5 years old. So, and now he's 12 years old. So we got this consistent age up, right? We got this consistent age up of Cain. And one of the things that I think we all thought was like, oh, by the end of this season, we're going to see, you know, even if it's a little fast, we're going to see Cain in his adult, you know, teen to adulthood. And we did get that, but we didn't get that exactly, right? So instead of, you know, us kind of going through age 3, age 5, age 8, age 12, age 15, age 18, you know, we instead got all those ages, stopped at 12. Then we got one episode where he was aged up all the way to 17 years old, and then magically Expelliarmus put back into 12 years old again. So we did get an age up, you know, probably right around the age that we thought we were going to get, but then they pulled it back with the magic of in-game magic and, you know, in anime magic. So we did kind of get that, but then they pulled it back from us. And it seems like as we end the season, we're not going to get anything further than that. Now, you know, although I loved this episode, and I think everything that this anime is, anything that makes this anime special, I think they nailed it this episode. I will concede to you the fact that because we got this episode that was more lighthearted, more nothing specifically plot-wise was moved forward, that it ate up the time that we could have gotten that plot moved forward into that next step. And for me, I don't really care about the god Eren. You know, I'm a little disappointed that we're probably not going to get anything with that, because they constantly mention it. I think it's one of my pet peeves in the anime when they constantly mention this thing like the dragon's impending doom in every other episode. The dragon, and then you get the season ending and it's like no mention of the dragon. And it's like, well, why did you spend so much time? You could have mentioned it once and then just let that be it, but you had to make that the main plot moving forward, and then we get the ending, and you know, there's nothing after that. And there's so many anime that ends like this, and it's just sitting in a void of like, well, we hope we get a season 2. And you know, although we've had this renaissance of anime that have been getting season 2s and even season 3s, the likelihood of that isn't very high. It's more of an anomaly versus a thing that happens pretty frequently, unless the anime, you know, mid-season towards the end of the season already got the announcement, which could happen, but I'm not going to count my horses there. So anyways, with that being said, I'm just sad that there's only 2 episodes left, and the thing that I really wanted was more, you know, not really to see Eren, but to see Cain, you know, grow his harem, grow closer to you know, Celestia, grow closer to Silk, grow closer to Palma, grow closer to, you know, all the girls in his life. You know, I kind of want to see what that ends up looking like. You know, this episode we got Nina and Millie back again, which was his teachers. Nina really, really loves Cain, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, is she going to become part of his team now that he's a bear and he can kind of, you know, take on that burden? What is Celestia gonna think? What is Silk or whatever her name's gonna, you know, what are they gonna think? Are they gonna welcome her in open arms again like they did Palma? Are they gonna be more resistant? You know, like, I just want to know what's gonna happen there, and that's kind of where my interests more lie versus the Eren stuff. But you know, regardless. So the rest of the episode, you guys watched it, right? So I think it was pretty good. You know, Cain gave his report to the king. He talked to him about being there for 5 years. They didn't believe him. Then the episode really transitioned into the A rank mission, and he needed to go do it. He did it. He ended up meeting Nina and Millie again because they were what do you call it? Not translating. They were guiding. They were protectors for Palma's dad. He got there in time. He got pissed because Millie had gotten injured. He saved them. We ended up finding out that Claude is Millie's older brother, so that's his little sister. So Cain, welcome to the family, right? He's gonna deal with Claude forever now. Then we got into the school scene where we find out that the school's not allowing Cain because of the money to do magic anymore at school. He just gets to be a spectator. They know that he can do it, so they're just like, you just watch, bro. You be a spectator there. Then, you know, Claude and Millie and Lena and Nina all had a plan to try and show off Cain at school and make him like the hero, make him like everything. Claude tried to get him to show him their guild card, but, you know, Cain's like, yo, I want to be low-key. I don't want these kids to be like, I hate this guy or whatever. Long story short, it didn't work out. And because it didn't work out, you know, it made Cain really pissed, so he went through a temper tantrum into the forest. They thought that Demon King was appearing. He got scolded by the king. And then at the end of the episode, a dragon appeared, and we found out that might be Eren recuperating his reincarnation pieces or parts or something like that. I don't know. So, anyways, good episode. Really enjoyed it. There's just some nuances about the anime overall that I'm just like, man, it sucks. We have 2 episodes left, and we might not get anything from it. So, regardless, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. I appreciate you being here for another week. I'll see you guys next Sunday for episode 11. And watch out, because probably the next week or 2 or 3, let me think. We have episode 12 here, episode 13. Probably during the transition week between spring and summer, I'll probably be putting together my summer anime list. I haven't even looked at summer because I have vacation coming up. I've been moving like a lot. I've been really busy. So be on the lookout for that, and do me a favor and watch it. All right. See you guys next week. Peace out, my friends.